In this video, I'm going to share 4 things I learned while reading this book, The 4 Agreements. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Greatness Everyday YouTube channel. In today's video, I have 4 things that I've learned from reading the book, The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, that I want to share with you. So if you appreciate all the hard work and effort that I put into making this video, please hit the thumbs up button down below and subscribe to our channel for videos that help you upgrade your mindset, your money, and more. To start, I want to say that The 4 Agreements is probably one of the most popular books in the personal development world, and it definitely comes highly recommended to myself by many people. It's one of those books that I've had on my list, and yes, I actually do have a long list of books that I want to read for a few years, but I didn't cross it off until recently, and I definitely wish I had done that sooner. The book is short with about 140 pages and it's pretty small, so the fast readers out there could read it in one sitting, but I prefer to read it in chunks and process what I've read. If you're going to do this, it might make sense to go ahead and split it up into the different chapters / agreements, but that's something that you can decide once you get the book in your hands. And to help you do that, I've left a link down in the video description below to make that as easy as possible for you. So go check it out. The 4 Agreements is a code that the most powerful live by. It contains 4 steps that people must embody if they want to, as we say around this channel, live a great life. So that's why I want to share them with you here today. These agreements might sound simple to do, but they're even more powerful when you live them out. The first agreement is to be impeccable with your word. I love how the word used here is impeccable because by definition, that word means to have the highest standards. And when we think about the words we use every single day, well, how many of us are actually living this way? We were blessed with the ability to speak, and it's not one that should be taken lightly. And when we look at another definition of that word impeccable, it means to not do anything that goes against who you are. So if you are someone who wants to build people up, why do you gossip? If you want to be someone who lives a peaceful life, well, why are you yelling at your kids? And if you want to be someone who can be trusted, why are you lying? This first agreement really challenged me to reflect on how I use my words and whether or not they match the person that I want to be. And this doesn't just happen with the words we say to other people, but it's also important to be impeccable with our words we tell ourselves. The second agreement is don't take anything personally, and that can be a hard one to get used to, but it is freeing when you do it. This has been an important lesson for me to learn over my life. And I've really come to that conclusion that everyone is operating and living from a different place with different values, beliefs, and past experiences that shape who they are today. You might be sitting at your job waiting at a customer and they all of a sudden start yelling at you for no obvious reason. Don't take it personally because you don't know about this person or how their day went. Or maybe they were raised in an environment where raising their voice was what they had to do to get their way. It isn't right, and you should have expectations about how you are to be treated in that example, but taking things personally is going to affect you way more than it will affect the other person. Ruiz drops this quote that I want to share with you when referring to the second agreement, and it is, nothing other people do is because of you, it is because of themselves. In a world where we are so often taught to focus on the me piece, don't take anything personally. This is an extremely freeing choice to make when you live with this agreement. The third agreement is don't make assumptions. How many times in your life have you gone into a situation with assumptions that didn't come true? I know we've all been there many times before, and it is always better to ask questions going into a situation rather than making assumptions. Making assumptions is like a tsunami. They start out small and you really can't recognize them, but as they go on, they build and get so large they get out of control and then chaos ensues. This happens everywhere in life. Relationships, money, family, your job, and even with ourselves. Don't make assumptions and get lost creating a false reality. The fourth agreement is to always do your best. And I really believe it is the one agreement that ties every other one together. Life throws a lot at us sometimes, and sometimes the situations we find ourselves are ideal and sometimes they aren't. But regardless, we can always make the intention of doing our best regardless of everything else. I think this is the key to being successful, because there will be times where we are impeccable with our word, but there will be times when we slip up. There will be times when we don't take anything personally, but there will also be times when pride gets in the way. And there will be times when we get into situations without any assumptions and expectations, but there will also be times when we think we know what is going to happen. Regardless of whatever happens, we need to always do our best and understand that living from this place creates a life worth living. I know if you can make these 4 agreements with yourself and commit to living this way, you will definitely live a life that stands out and you are going to experience freedom, happiness, and a lot more. Remember, you can get a copy of the 4 agreements right here for yourself using the link down below. And please read this book. You're not going to regret it. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button and click the subscribe button down below for videos related to mindset, money, and more. Thanks for watching. Remember, choose greatness every day, and I'll see you next time.